The Owutu-Senya East constituency in the central region where gunshots are fired. EC officials had to flee for their lives, and NDC and NPP candidates nearly in fisticuffs, and the military had to be brought in to maintain law and order. All these were happening today at the registration of voters. Now, in case you are lost by the mention of that district, it's located in Kasoa. Eyewitnesses say the men numbering at least 15 arrived at the Step to Christ registration center around 8 a.m. and tried to sack some prospective voters. This resulted in a scuffle that saw gunshots fired and 3 motorbikes burnt. Correspondent Joseph Akablame is there for us and will join us shortly. We also have the Electoral Commission officials on standby for this, but first, the NDC candidates Phyllis Na Koyo.
The situation in Kasoa here is more like a war zone. Normally, I wake up in the morning to do my usual morning monitorings across the various registration centers. And there is one center which is just adjacent my house. This morning, I went there to greet them, then moved to other centers. Then I remembered I had to take something from home to give to someone, so I just got home. Then I heard warning shots. I had gunshots. I don't know whether it was warning shots. I had gunshots, 3. So I moved out and I saw a lot of people rushing towards me, towards my house. Then I asked what was going on, so they narrated the incidents to me, and I moved to the center myself. What happened there was Hawa Kunsin came there. Hawa Kunsin, the Minister for Special whatever that ministry is called, she came there, stood there, instructed her boys to shoot and kill people at the center because it was not a warning shot. Some of the shots, the bullet shots could be found on stores in people's houses. So it was to shoot, it was a targeted shooting. 3 shots, then 3 motorbikes were bent down. Listen, this is not the people of NDC that she is attacking. She is attacking the good people of Ghana. She's attacking the good people of Kasoa, the wise people of Kasoa. And the Kasoa people in Kasoa are more discerning. They see what she has done, and they will reward her per her actions. Listen, we are talking of policies. We are talking of development. We are talking of good initiatives. 8 years, what have you brought on the board? Show us what you have done for the good people of Kasoa. If you cannot show us, stop killing us. We are tired of the brutes. We are tired of these hooligans. We are tired of these shootings. We are tired of beating us. The people of Ghana, the people of Kasoa have woke up. We are ready to defend ourselves now. We will not sit down for people to look unconcerned. We will not sit down for the police to look unconcerned. The good people of Kasoa, the good people of Ghana would rise up and defend ourselves. We will not sit down for that woman. That woman, she is a woman. I am their woman. And that is the difference between the two of us. I will forever stand up and protect the good people of Owutu-Senya East constituency. Because of this, the center here has been closed down, has been shut down. We don't know when they are coming back because the EC officers fear for their lives. This is what someone who calls herself a mother can do to the good people of Kasoa. Thank you. Said the police command himself to the grounds. They were there to survey. They said the investigations are ongoing. We have picked the boys that had their motorbikes bent to go to the police station to also put in their statements. So from there, we will see what we will also do as a political party, as a leader of a constituency, and as a mother who governs the people in this constituency. We will also sit down with opinion leaders and take our...
Now, Joseph Akablame joins from the scene now with more. Joe, we understand there was nearly blows at the police station later that day.
Yes, Daniel, as I speak to you now, we just moved from the police station where the 2 candidates were out for minutes. In fact, it's nearly generated into fisticuffs when the 2 candidates clashed. They had to be restrained by policemen and military personnel who had been called in to come and assist. While the supporters of the NDC were some few meters away from the police station, the supporters for the NPP were much closer to the police station together with the MP, Hawa Kunsin. And I've been engaging a member of a team, a campaign team. They dismiss and deny the allegations that have been leveled against them. But the police had to come in, and we understand that 4 persons are currently in their custody. We understand a weapon has also been seized, a gun One gun is in the custody of the police as part of the evidence, and these are individuals the police say are connected to the shooting and the burning of the motorbikes. You can listen to Chief Superintendent Kasoa. He is the divisional commander for Kasoa.
The police stations, registration centers. So we went there and found that there was a confrontation between some people and 3 motorbikes had been bent. So we did further investigation. We arrested 4 people in connection of the damage of the motorbike. So now we have transferred them. We are collecting investigation.
If you say
the same offense, so we have arrested 4 people in connection with whatever happened at that registration center.
Are these individuals you picked from the site, or you carried out investigation and apprehended them elsewhere?
So we decided to go on patrols, we pursued them, and we arrested for in a vehicle. We asked the official to continue investigation, but they said they want to contact the original office to further direction. So we have the men are there waiting. So even today they can start. Now everything is set. So once we are arrested, those suspected to have been committed offense, we think everything is going on smoothly.
Now your men on the ground, what have they told you initially as to what exactly transpired that led to the violence?
What they told us, what I've already told, that some people came there and they were confronting between 2 parties or 2 groups of people, and they started fighting among each other. In the process, 3 motorbikes were bent.
Did you see those who you arrested, were they found with any guns? What type of guns are we looking at?
So far, we have another investigation. Leave that aspect.
At least can you confirm that they had guns when you arrested them?
We have seized 1 gun.
Commander, if you say some people, who were they?
They are suspects.
From where?
Oh, now we are now, but just we don't know where they are from. We haven't taken statement from here. So we are investigating. So we are not going to interrogate them for them to give a statement. As to their side.
Right, Joe, so it looks like very little is known about what actually sparked that violent scene this morning.
In fact, all the individuals who are here, the eyewitnesses who witnessed the whole incident, they all disagree on what exactly transpired. The point they keep on making is that some of them are coming to register. They saw some individuals who came in a vehicle and told some guys who were on a motorbike and had some persons close to them to move away from the registration center. They refused to move away, and then they told them to take their bikes away from the center. They said it was at that point that the gentleman got down from the car, started firing shots, seized the motorbikes, and put them in a bush and set the motorbikes ablaze. And so the real question that remains is, why did they want those individuals to leave the registration center? That is the question that no one can answer here. The NDC's response to it is that they came in there to intimidate them and prevent their members from coming in to register. The NPP denies that particular allegation. And so all those are matters that we expect the police to uncover in the course of their investigation. But what we can report for a fact is that the home of someone who was close by was raided by bullets. Registration has been suspended. In fact, the electoral officials had to run away from the scene, pack the equipment quickly, and left the scene. And no registration is taking place currently, Daniel.
So these people who came in a vehicle, who were they affiliated to?
They are alleged to be affiliated to the NPP. The NPP denies the allegation. In fact, I spoke to Kojo Enim. He's a member of Mr. Akumsin's campaign team. Mr. Akumsin herself, I engaged there. She declined to grant an interview, but she told me that they know nothing about what's happening and they are expecting the police to get to the bottom of it. And that's why she had come over to the police station to observe what is happening. But as far as the NDC is concerned, they are the ones behind this particular incident. And so the police says they are not naming the individuals. They intend to investigate and get to the bottom of this particular matter. If not for the military intervention that was called to the police station, it would have been very difficult and quite chaotic here at the divisional command, as they had to come in to assist, move the supporters away. And the supporters only left the scene after the individuals had been moved away from the divisional command, as the police took the tactical decision to keep them at an enforced facility instead of this particular station because of the numbers that were increasing.
Now, in that interview, Joseph, that you just had with Phyllis now Koyo, who is the NDC's parliamentary candidate, she stated clearly that Mavis Akumsin commanded her boys to shoot to kill. At any point, has it been established that Mavis Akumsin, a member of parliament, was there at any point in time?
Those I interacted with, the eyewitnesses, a number of them claimed she was there and had told the people not to run away. That's what one eyewitness said to me. But the member of the campaign team that I engaged only said that she has no idea of the violence that happened there. She was not the one behind it. The eyewitnesses who said they saw her said she only told them not to run away in terms of those who were fleeing the registration center. And so they also cannot tell whether she was behind them. Some say she was behind, others say she only came in and told the people not to run away. And so at this stage, it's an accusation and counter-accusation. The police would have to get to the bottom of this one.
Joe, thank you very much. It looks like there's still a lot that is left to uncover. We'll leave you to do that and have a clearer picture a bit later. Joseph Akable is our man on that beat. So what we do know is that that particular registration center, the Steps to Christ registration center at Ewutu Senya East, has now been closed. There's no registration ongoing there as we speak. There was a violent incident this morning involving the shooting or the firing of warning shots and also the burning of motorcycles. Of course, it's claimed by some that these were not just warning shots. These were shots that were intended to kill. We have this exclusive footage of how it all started. Take a look. The woman you see in a white T-shirt who is being pushed back looks like the Minister for Special Development Initiatives, Madam Mavis Hawa-Kumsin. She's the Member of Parliament for Ewutu Senya East. You see in that shot there is a man in a smock as well who was walking towards Mavis Hawa-Kumsin. Now, we understand what we were told by eyewitnesses this morning was that there was a car that came there. It seems like these persons were sympathizers of the NPP. They came to meet some persons in on three motorbikes at that registration center. That is the Steps to Christ registration center at Kasoa. They asked these persons on the motorbikes to leave, and that is when it degenerated into violence. And so we are trying to understand exactly what happened. Now, Phyllis Nakoyo, the NDC's parliamentary candidate for the area, she's joined us on telephone. Madam Nakoyo, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the Pulse.
Good afternoon to you too, and good afternoon to all your lovely listeners.
Right, you seemed quite inflamed when we spoke to you earlier. Have you been able to assess exactly what's happened earlier today?
Yeah, sure. What happened is that as a parliamentary candidate, I normally go around doing normal monitoring. That's the normal routine I do. I go around to the branches to where the registration centers are to assess the situations and see whether there are complaints and all that. So there's this branch which is just around my house. It's not too far from my place, where because it's not far from my place, I often go there every morning. Then that's my first point of call before I go to the other places. But strangely today, when I went there, Hawa Kumsin was there. She talked to the people. I waited. She finished. Then I also greeted the people and moved to other centers. So I came home briefly to pick up something. Then I heard some warning shots. I wouldn't call it a warning shot. I heard some gunshots. So I asked my guys what was going on. So I had to call the police and ask what was going on. Then I saw flames coming up. So, and what the information I picked was how I was there. So I quickly called the divisional police command and the district police command as well. So they moved to the site. Then I moved there. And when I got there, the information we picked was how I was there with her boys. She normally moves around with some hooligans, with guns, knives, machetes, and all that. And wherever
have you seen her moving around with persons armed with guns and knives yourself?
Oh yes, this is phase 4 of the exercise, and I would say on authority that so far 17 or 12 people have been injured. She moves with these guys in cars. Myself, I have been chased by these guys. But the funny thing is that you see, they are not from. Some of them are not from the constituency. They are guys from other places, so they don't know the terrain So I managed to maneuver my way through other areas within the constituency and flee. But what I'm saying is, she's always moving with these guys, and everywhere she goes, there is a bloodshed.
Have you ever reported any incidents to the police?
All the cases have been reported to the police. The guys that have been injured, the guys that have been hurt, all the cases have been reported to the Kasoa police station.
Were you there when the incident occurred this morning? Were you there when this violence broke out?
No, I was not there. I was home. And as I said, from my house to the place, it's just a walk in distance. So you could hear the gunshots. You could see the flames of fire in the atmosphere. You could see everything. So I moved there personally. When I got the police, the divisional command, the district command was there to ascertain the thing. Then I asked some eyewitness what was happening there. And the narration of the story is that the woman was there. Do you know, funny enough, I would even say that the situation on the ground, I wouldn't say that it was an attempt to come and distract the electoral process there, because one, you're looking at proximity. My house is not far from the station. It is when you walk, it is less than a minute to the place. It's not far. Then two, I moved right from the Universal station, the Universal Oil, where there is another registration center, where she was seated with her boys there. So it looked like as soon as I moved, they moved to follow me. They thought I was going to the registration center. So I would even boldly say that it was an attempt. It could have been an attempt on Akoyo's life. But lo and behold, I was not at that center then. But if you're looking at proximity, my house is very close to the place. What did you come there with the boys to do? Why would you stand there, fold your hands, and instruct the boys to shoot? Why would a bullet go through somebody's house, through somebody's shop? Why would you ask your boys to gather motorbikes and burn them, set them ablaze?
Right, but all the same,
you are a woman of substance.
Madam Nakoyo,
if you say you call yourself Obasampa, an MP and a minister for whatever initiative it is, I don't know.
Madam Nakoyo, you have said earlier that you were not there when these incidents that you described. You were not there when they occurred. You said that earlier. Yeah,
sure.
Great. And so at the police station is where we want to go next, because I understand the footage we are looking at now on the screens is you almost getting into a fist fight with the member of parliament. What happened there at that police station?
Oh, funny enough, Hawa has lost it this time. And thank God it is not just she knowing that she has lost it, but the good people of Kasoa, the good people of Ghana knows that she has lost it. So she's just fumbling and creating chaos all around. You got to the police station. Then you came out. You insulted me, saying that if I had your type in my family, I would have been happy. And if I had Hawa's type in my family would have gone haywire. Because Hawa is baller to me. A P3 teacher, as that now, you cannot even call your name.
Let's stay away from the personal attacks, please.
No, you're asking me what happened. I'm giving you the confrontation.
I was listening very carefully. And I heard you move from describing what she said to you responding. Now, I see you there wearing a red, surrounded by police officials wearing a red polo shirt, like you were when we interviewed you. So you went there, you began exchanging words, and what happened?
Yeah, because she insulted me, saying that I wouldn't deserve even her. He said if I had someone like her in her family, and I don't need someone like Hawa in my family, because my family is better off than what she's doing. Right,
so let's stick to what happened. So
there was an exchange of words. She said she would beat me up. That is what she said there.
Okay.
And when you want to insult someone, or you want to exchange words with someone, or you want to say things at someone, you should do a proper background investigation of the person before you throw your words about. You see, all what she's doing, she knows she's lost it. The people of Kasoa do not need her anymore. You know, I believe that being a mature person and being more intellectual,
right.
Well, she's not, so that is why she would act that way.
Again with the personal attacks. This is not the platform for that, Madam Nako.
No, I'm building my premises. It is because you are asking me.
You have made a statement directly impugning the person of a Minister of State, and we are asking. I won't allow her to make a statement like this about you either.
Well, she's not acting
on the same platform. I won't allow her to speak like this about you either.
She's not, because she's not acting as one.
Right.
She's not acting as one.
Let's stick to the fact of what happened today. So after there was an exchange of words, I saw the two of you walking towards each other. Did you file a complaint with the police?
Yeah, we had already filed complaints with the police.
Right.
The police made 4 arrests, and they have been sent to the Cape Coast.
Who are these 4 people? Who are these 4 people? Who are these 4 people?
Yeah, the 4 people Hawa brought to Step to Christ. The branch is called Step to Christ. Yeah, the 4 people Hawa brought there to shoot and to burn the cars, to pour pepper spray into the eyes of the ordinary Ghanaian, and one man who is physically challenged, who was taking videos of the incident, was brutally beaten. They are the 4 people that perpetrated that act.
Have these people been taken to the hospital?
The police, and the police went chasing them and made some arrests. So 4 people have been arrested and have been sent to Cape Coast.
Have these people been taken to the hospital?
Yes, they have made their statements. They have gone to the hospital. I'm just to receive the forms. They have called me that they have arrived at the hospital, so they are being taken care of.
Right, Phyllis Nakoyo, thank you very much. Beyond this, would you be interested in seeking any legal action after this? Yes,
I don't take decisions alone. I would have to communicate with my party hierarchy and the rest of the Akatamansonians to sit down and decide on what to do next.
Thank you very much, Phyllis Nakoyo, for joining us this afternoon. You're live on the Pulse. Let me just inform viewers that Mavis Hawakumsin, as the Minister for Special Development Initiatives, has declined to speak to us. We made several attempts to get her to join this conversation. Those attempts have been unsuccessful as of now. We'll try and get an answer from her or from anyone that she was with and get a sense of what their side of the story is. You're live on the Pulse with me, Daniel Dazin.